So this is something that I've been looking for since I got out here. I'm still just so blown away at this. Look, bro, can y'all see this? So walking up right on the trail, another what looks like nub, but there is clear as day, another wall just as defined as the main sage wall right here. All right, guys, we just got to the back of the trail here, and we made it here to the sage wall, and I just walked up here. So I've been here less than a minute, like 30 seconds, and I'm staring at this thing, and my initial impression is, I mean, come on, that's not nature. I mean, look, guys, look at this thing. If you can see the straightness of it, I'm blown away. This is exactly what I was hoping to find when I came out here. It's a massive wall. I mean, I can't, there isn't anything about this that screams out, nature did this to me. If this was man-made, if this wall and the other side over there, perhaps that side used to be stacked up better, and there was some kind of channel here.
Look how this stone, it's obviously broken now and started to slide, but before it broke, you move it back, it's exactly in line with the rest of the wall.
You're right. And I have a feeling these in the center here were boulders that fell from here. Like, look where I'm standing.
It definitely, yeah. I mean, they could have definitely been that.
Have you noticed how every point where there's a break in the wall is it's a V angle?
Yeah.
See, if this is not the same stone, then it was fitted and slid in there.
It does look like the same
Look how
stone.
big
You can see like this sort of granite patterning right here and here. And
Yeah.
the same you see over here. But why is it so much crustier right here than it is right there?
So at several points up and down the wall, there are these breaks, right? And they're about the same exact height from the top rock to where it ends midway here. And each point, and it's kind of these V shapes. And we'll walk you down here to the next point right here. It's another little break. So our working theory right now, and this is us being out here for like 30 minutes maybe, is we're seeing a lot of the similar stuff right across here. So you've got the wall here and then here, and we're kind of in this little channel. This perhaps might have used to have been a wall as well, and this was some kind of channel or runoff, and these V points funneled different things like water. It was like runoff and would come out here and come down this channel. Really right now we're just trying to get footage and gather evidence about this, because this is what's in question here. This is the number one reason why I came out here to Montana. This is the number one reason why I came out to this site, and this is the absolute number one feature that I wanted to come to see while I was out here. And as soon as I walked up on this point, I knew we were looking at something amazing, and we've just been climbing all over this now. It's really hard to look at the surrounding area and see the way the boulders and different stuff are scattered all over the place, and then walk up on this and think that this is not, have some kind of design and planning put into it. This is a straight wall, but I came out here with a very, you know, kind of questioning mind about what I was gonna find. But as soon as I walked up and saw this, looking at it in person, I'm like, yeah, too similar to so many places that I've seen around the world. So we're walking up right now what looks like another channel. If you follow this wall down, it just continues down. there. I was just there. And if you look across there, evidence of another wall that's much more collapsed. All the boulders have fallen in. So there's just these walls and channels and different things all along this mountainside. You know, you can tell here that they were fitted together at some point. I mean, look at this. Look at that. So right now I'm walking around the backside of Sage Wall. There is another little kind of ravine and channel area. And we're finding a lot of other stuff, like what looks like a little nub here. And those are found all over the world. And this whole area right here is kind of channeled with these smooth rocks as well. We're seeing all kinds of stuff that are hallmarks of ancient stoneworking and construction. I'm not an expert, so I'm not going to tell you something definitive. I will tell you my opinion. My opinion is there are tons of indicators that this area was man-made. And I will also say my opinion is that there should be more research done out here by people who have the expertise and the open mind to consider. And my buddy Ross is walking all over the place finding little tidbits. So I'm gonna get over here and see what he's calling me over about right now. Bro.
Oh, is that a nub? Are those nubs?
Yeah. So walking up right on the trail, another what looks like nub. I mean, just right off the trail. All sorts of good stuff out here.
This is what it would look if it was done by nature.
Yeah.
You can follow this up a long ways, and they basically come to a V point up at the top.
Okay.
But like if you were
this is what nature looks like.
Yeah. But like, look how much area you have in between there and the wall. How flat it is. You could easily set up some sort of small campsite or village, or I don't know how people lived back then. But if you wanted to hunt these mountains in the summer, this would be a great spot to do it. Especially if you have the snow melt coming down these channels.
Or maybe they lived further downstream and they just wanted a bigger channel to run off everything into a specific point.
Yeah.
Everywhere else that we've looked, everything looks really natural. But I see what you're saying about this space in here. But this is another channel type. Yeah, this is another type of a kind of straight wall thing, but it looks much more natural. I was saying earlier, if you find one thing like this, that's something. But when you find just like a group of stuff, it's a little bit, piques your interest a little bit more. Just all these depressions in the stone here is very curious. And it's very similar to a lot of stones that you see around the world at ancient sites where they have these large granite blocks, and then they put these depressions in it, and people would like make food. They'd like break up food. They use it as a grinder or a spot for like even washing clothes and stuff. Yeah, like a mortar and pestle. And people just line up at different spots to do that. You know, that's what it makes me think of. But again, another one of the reasons why I really feel like this site is really deserving of some further exploration and some archaeological work out here. Okay, this is what I found the other day, and it looks just like certain things in Egypt, right? So, let me show you. This, and it's kind of hard to tell, but this square cutout with a channel and a circle, but then it breaks off here. When I put the main video out, and I can do a side-by-side comparison and show you what I'm talking about with stuff from Egypt. But you can see the channel right here. It comes from this square cutout area into a circle area where it's broken off.
I don't even know what this is. See them all over the thing. I don't know if those are the same as you were pointing out earlier. This one looks very...
Giant nub right there. Right here, that's really odd. I've got kind of small hands, 7.5 for those wondering. That was my glove size. So that looks like a 9 or 10 size hand, if that is a handprint like I think it is. There's a lot of those little things all over. Can't really get to that one. You can kind of see it there. It's not round like the other nubs I've seen, so who knows if that's what he's looking for. Another one sticking up right here.
Almost there. Now, I will stop real quick and mention that the other side was clearly a wall too. And now I'm going to show you. There's the wall. And you can see how it's another channel. And all of this was a wall too. You can just line it all up and everything just fits together. Here's some other depressions that we found. Right? Now, here's the wall. So I'm gonna come up here and get close so you guys can get a really good look at this. Look at this guy. And this is on this massive boulder. I'll back up so you guys can get a better angle of it. Amazing, right? Some of these areas just looking like concrete. And then you get over here to other spots and it's not the same composition. The stone is not the same. Look, this part is broken off. It's like all of them.
Hey, check this out. Is this what you were talking about? Where it still hasn't been weathered away? Or is that just like dirt?
I mean, doesn't it look like concrete dust?
Yeah, it really does.
All right, guys, so as we've been exploring more, I think what we've got here is our working theory right now is that, you know, we're not exactly sure what the structure was built for, but it clearly looks like some kind of ravine for channeling maybe water or some kind of pathway or stairway that we can't see and make out, but one of those, right? And then when you come up here, we come up to the very top of the highest point that's right above the actual wall. What we started noticing more and more is this, the type of rock that it is, right? And it looks very much like geopolymer, which would basically be like concrete, layered over and layered over, because what we keep encountering are these breakaway pieces like this that are breaking away and breaking off. And then when you come in here and you get into the seams of it, what you've got is you can tell that this piece, you know, maybe it was made individually, but then you get down here and it's connected in these grooves and bases. And so there's these grooves everywhere, these joints, where you can tell that this is how they were at one time connected. And then down here, you've just got this flaking away of what looks like concrete and dust. And that's all in between all the joints, except the higher up points where they're breaking completely off and breaking away. But even then, what you have is fine dust. And I think what we're standing on, I'm, you know, up to this point, I've been saying possible ancient site, because I don't want to jump to any conclusions, anything. But after walking around here, I think there's plenty of evidence to say that I think we're standing on an ancient site. I think we're standing on some kind of ancient site, and it is just extremely weathered down. Now, if it was geopolymer, some advanced form of concrete and layering and stuff, that would make sense. This site would be much more weathered down than places that were made out of one solid piece of stone, like granite or things like that, where you find that you find at different places in the world. So that is kind of the short working theory right now. So what we're looking at right here, we're standing on another wall. You see down here, all these stones are all collapsed. You can tell by the way that they've fallen, some of them are split in half, that they used to be a part of this that we're standing on. Now, what we're standing on right here is an exact alignment with the continued wall that we just walked through all the way down. There are multiple walls out here. And we have one that's still intact for us to reference and go off of. And there's, I mean, that is like the Rosetta Stone out here, that one wall, because it has collapsed portions where you can see things have pushed the wall out. You can clearly see it. And then you have breaks and points where rocks have fallen out, and you can just see the structure of it. And then not only that, it continues on a straight line, and you're able to follow these lines all the way up further into the mountain, where the walls continue to go along those lines. And there, from there, you're able to track, like right here, where all these boulders have just fallen from where I'm standing in alignment all the way up the mountain. Just continues. This is so incredible.
Yeah.
And we're continuing to find more and more evidence. This is what we keep seeing everywhere, is these whole other sections of walls, right? And then if you just sit here and you look and you pay attention enough, you can see how all the boulders that are just laying haphazardly, how they've collapsed and fallen from those walls. Whole nother section right there. And you can see the rocks and how they've fallen down, the angles at which they've fallen, and how they used to be on top of everything. Whoa. It's gonna be really hard for you guys to tell because there is just so much debris stacked on it. But there is clear as day another wall just as defined as the main sage wall right here. It goes straight down, and from here I can see the wall, the other section of the wall right here. It is a straight wall. Oh man, this video is gonna be so good when I edit together all of this footage. We are literally walking around an ancient site. So I was just back up there, and here's a perfect example of the wall. Now you can see this, we're at the wall right now, but you can see like this massive stone right here. You can tell how everything has fallen and collapsed in, right? And that this massive boulder used to be up on top. One of the things that I've been looking for while I've been out here, that it would just be kind of like a nail in the coffin, is fitted seams, right? Everything is so weathered down out here. There are just spaces and things have been kind of, trees have grown up through stuff and displaced things or rolled boulders and pushed them. I really wanted to get something where it shows multiple lines fitted together. Look at this, right? Now, this line goes down and there's another seam right over here. This is just incredible. I mean, look at this. But this is one of the main things that I've been looking for. And this is all right on this wall right here. Now that we've had more time to analyze the site and go over details, what we've got here are multiple channels with multiple rock walls. You know, the evidence is clear. It is a rock wall. It was man-made with channels, and there's not one, but there are at least 4. I am standing on the top of where one is down here. There's another one down here. I can look off across this way. There's one over there. And then there's one right back here. I'll have fun with anybody who wants to argue with me about this. That'll be a fun conversation. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video because I sure enjoyed filming it. Now, this is at Sage Mountain Center, the Sage Wall is. You have to book an appointment, and you can do that at sagemountain.org. So you got to book your time slot before you come out here, right? And in the details, I'm going to have all kinds of different descriptions and different information for you to go over before you decide to come out here. And if you decide to do that, you're not going to regret it. This place is absolutely amazing. I also want to take a quick second to give a huge shout out and thank you to Chris for his hospitality and letting us explore the site. We've had an amazing time, and I'm so happy to be able to share this with other people. Thank you, Chris. And I couldn't recommend coming out here enough. If you guys get the chance, make sure to reach out to sagemountain.org to book your time and get on out here and enjoy this amazing, amazing place. All right, guys, stay tuned for the next video. We're gonna be continuing to drop stuff from all over the world, and I really appreciate your support. Stay safe, have a great week.